And a good Saturday morning to you, Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights. This weather video, driven by 802cars.com, represents 802 Toyota, Twin City Subaru, and 802 Honda. They're all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. This is our frontal boundary that produced the precipitation along with the parent area of low pressure here. We have another upper level system that's spreading in a lot of clouds across the Great Lakes and partially trying to get into the northeast United States, but there's a weak ridge of higher pressure that's kind of elongated. And it's going to hold those clouds at bay for some good solar, as well as a decent project weather day on this Saturday. Looking at the U.S. at large here, you can see that big broad trough of lower pressure extends down into the Ohio River Valley, flow out of the southwest for our location here. A little bit of mixed precipitation types here with rain, and where it's colder, temperatures cold enough to support a little bit of snow, of course, up to the north. That's no great shakes there. You can see our temperatures are basically in the 30s, otherwise 40s across this particular area. Once again, just a very large trough of lower pressure controlling just about most of all North America. Okay, looking at the European with the 6-hourly increments here, and we can see the area of low pressure, the trough up south of the James Bay, Hudson Bay, extending into the Great Lakes. And the northeast United States seeing an absence of precipitation with that frontal system offshore and no issues here. This is valid into Saturday night, and this is Sunday. So we'll start to see just a little bit of precipitation. This is the most latest model run, and you can compare notes. This is a little bit reduced back, the latest 12 hours. And you can see a little bit of precipitation coming in off the Great Lakes for kind of mixed and sort of wet snowflakes mixed in with some rain shower activity. Nothing major there. And then high pressure builds in for a fairly nice day on Monday, although a lot of high and mid-level clouds. Not as good a solar day for Monday, even though it's a good project weather day. We get into this developing system now with some jet stream energy cutting into the Great Lakes. And it's mostly rain showers, light rain shower activity at that on Tuesday. That's a little bit more widespread with the latest model run. And then behind that, some cooler air begins to filter in, and that'll produce some lake effect snow showers and flurries that could coat things up just a little bit. We get into Wednesday, we start to see a little bit more of that. And then keeping your eye, I'll go back one panel here, keeping your eye on this area of higher pressure, this area of higher pressure. This is slowed down just a little bit. There's a little more jet stream energy trying to spin up something here that's going to track in. It looks like it's going to be cold enough to snow with the latest model run, but I'm going to discount that right now. But you can see the evolution here. And this would be valid through the day on Thursday, so there's no real issues except for a few snow showers or flurries, nothing major. And then we get into this on late Thursday night into Friday. Now note just 12 hours earlier, the European model was not showing that. This area of higher pressure is displaced a little bit to the east. This has been held back, so a little bit more of a higher amplitude flow being suggested by the latest computer model runs. However, I'm going to throw this out, but this would be probably good for a few inches, maybe several inches of snow if this did materialize, something that we're going to have to watch down the road. Right now, I'm going to discount this. And comparing notes with the GFS, first of all, we're going to go to 3-hourly QPF, and what we can see here is just some minor precipitation here. This is 0.05, 1/10 of an inch, so you can see it's not a whole lot going on here for the next several days, and fairly light in terms of precip. And latest European model projected total precipitation anomalies also come up with the same thing, below normal. 850 hectopascal temperature, roughly the top of Mount Mansfield. Anything colder than the 0 degrees centigrade line here is means it'll be crystal form and not liquid. So we're looking at mostly kind of a flurry action falling, except down near the valley floors, temperatures being warm, that'll melt that snowflake to a little bit of rain shower activity. Hence, that's why we're looking at a mix, kind of typical in the fall and spring. The other good thing is that we're not looking at a lot of precipitation. Here's the precipitable water, and it remains below 1/2 inch. That's a relatively dry scenario. And this is looking at precipitation type. We have some rain in the green, a little bit of wet snow in the blue. And here again, not looking at a tremendous deal. Switching to temperature right now, so daytime highs basically a little notch or two below seasonal norms, but not by very much. Nights go down below freezing. A couple nights that don't do that, and then we see a temperature fall. That happens late in the week, and that's with that potential snowfall that will be along about Thursday night, Friday. So we're looking at precipitation projection, and indeed a little bit more in the Great Lakes, but we're talking basically under a quarter of an inch total, a little bit more to the south of us with that offshore storm, and then something that'll brew down in parts of the southern plains. And temperature-wise, we're seeing neutral temperatures leave us. We're going below normal. It's warming up on the west coast, suggesting a ridge of higher pressure. And then about 3 days later, these are max temperatures, of course. You can really see we're looking at temperatures roughly 9 to 12 degrees below normal, seasonal norms for daytime highs as things begin to cool down and a lot of this colder air shifts onto the east. And you can see here the anomalous cold is centered more in the southeast, the lower Mississippi Valley and so forth, and starting to warm up a little bit. High latitude blocking is causing the Arctic amplification once again. We're seeing some spotty cold anomalies mixed in, but you can see how warm it is in this part of the world here, and this might be the driver for the early part of the winter. And tropical cyclones can't be quite put to bed quite yet. Nothing in the next 5 days indicated. So here once again, this is going to be our most important issue. This is developing after this period. We're talking Friday of next week, and comparing notes with the prior model run, you can see just how out of sorts things are. So this tells me that we're not quite there yet in terms of modeling to support a big snowstorm. That's it from here. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.